In this section, we will talk about SOS report for Red Hat troubleshooting. So let's say if you're a system administrator, or even if you have a personal Red Hat server, Red Hat provides support if you run into any issues. So let's talk about what an SOS report is first. The SOS report collects configuration details, system information, and diagnostic information such as your running kernel version, loaded modules and system, and service configuration files. The output of SOS report is the common starting point for Red Hat support engineers when performing an initial analysis of a service request for a Red Hat Enterprise Linux system. So basically what happens is, let's say it's your own server, or if you work for a company, if you run into any issues, Red Hat support team will provide you support on your server. So if you run into any issues, the first thing they will ask you is to run the SOS report and send it to them. In this section, we will learn how to install SOS, how to run the SOS report, and how to upload it to their FTP server. As long as your server is connected to the internet, we can just upload it right through the command line. So let me bring up my terminal and let's see how we can do this. So the first thing you want to do is, if you're not logged in as root, switch to root. As you can see, now I'm logged in as root. So let's get started. First thing you want to do is just install SOS. So yum install SOS. I'm going to type in Y and hit enter to say yes to install it. As you can see, it's been installed now. Now we can run SOS report. So basically you just type in SOS report and hit enter. By default, in most cases, it will be sent to /var/tmp folder. At this point, it's saying press enter to continue. So I'm going to hit enter. Now it's saying, please enter the case ID that you are generating. So at this point, you have already spoken to the support team. And the support team has already assigned a case number to this issue. So you will just type in the case number here. For example, if our case number is 100, we'll just type that in here and hit enter. Now it's collecting all the information that the support team needs, and then it's going to send a file, compress it, and store it in /var/tmp. It may take a couple of minutes depending on how much stuff you have on your system and how much data it needs to collect. So now it's finished creating the compressed archive, and right here it shows you where it's stored, /var/tmp, and this is the report. tar.xz represent compressed archive. So let's do an ls on this. /var/tmp, hit enter. There's a lot of stuff in there. If you see right here, the one in red, this is the one that it generated. This is the SOS report. So now we're done with installing SOS and we're done running SOS report. Now it's time to send it to Red Hat. In order for us to do that, let me clear the screen. We'll move on to the next steps. So what we're going to do is we're going to install yum install Red Hat -support -tool. Hit enter. Type in Y for yes to install. Installation is done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to run it. Red Hat -support -tool, and then you type in add attachment -C, and again here you type in your case number which is 100 in our case. Otherwise, you will type in the case number or the ticket number that was opened with the Red Hat support team. Then you type in -f and then the path. The path is usually the default path is var tmp. And this is the SOS report. So if I hit enter, this will send the report to Red Hat support team. And at that point, they can evaluate what kind of system you're running. Once they find all their evaluations and look at the system, then they will recommend a solution for you. I'm not going to hit enter because I don't actually have a case open with Red Hat. I don't want to send them anything right now. But if you did have an issue and you were going to run it, you just hit enter at this point, and this SOS report will be sent to the Red Hat support team. They will evaluate it, and depending on the subscription you have, they'll respond back with a particular solution and work with you to solve that problem. That is how you generate a SOS report and send it to Red Hat to get some support from Red Hat support team. I hope you learned something useful in this lecture as well, and I'll see you in the next one.